Then we pump those profits back into the profit cycle to generate even more profits. And I know what you're going to say. Profits? Yes, Stan. You're soaking in them.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy ExtrmWill, Extreme Tech, and we're going to cover Salad AI, what my 22 machines are making, and some of the changes I've made from the last video I did, where I did one of these reports, and a little bit of recap of some of the stuff I did in the series, and some of the changes I've made and all that. Begin off with saying, this is my second time recording this. I just filmed the 45-minute video, covered everything perfectly. It was amazing. Everyone agrees, even those of you who think I don't record my electrical usage to your adequate requests or demands or whatever. Everybody agrees. The one that I just recorded that accidentally got corrupted and deleted was perfect. And now I gotta do it again, and now I'm grumpy. I've literally been sitting here staring at a blank screen for like 10 minutes. I went to go reset one of the machines in Chrome Remote Desktop and accidentally reset my actual desktop while it was recording, and it corrupted the whole file. I was done. I was at the end. I was like, let's just troubleshoot and fix this one machine that looks like it might be jammed up. Oh, heartbreaking. I'm exhausted. It's after my bedtime. I just worked 7 days in a row. But we're going to get into this, and we're going to cover this, because what I'm seeing right now is amazing. It's amazing. If we look at this. So I'm now down to 22 machines, and I'm making significantly more money. So my last 24 hours is $48.71. It's amazing. I do think we've seen with the bandwidth issues, I turned 8 machines off, so I think... what does that wind up being? Why can't I do this in my head? What's 5 divided by 20? So you probably need like... Oh, I can't even do it in my head. The gigabit is... You can probably run 3 to 4 machines safely on 1 gigabit internet, then I would say, because it looks like I'm running 22 pretty well here on my 5 gig fiber. So 1 gig fiber could probably run 4 probably pretty well. Now, depending on how much else you have on your network is also going to make a big determination on that. But I can definitely say for sure the 30 is massive overkill, which is weird because when Salad first started, you know, it was much smaller. And we were running, I used to run 10 machines on 1 gig fiber, and then I was like, wait a minute, I want to blow this up and massively expand. So I went to the 5 gig fiber, and if I could run 10 on 1 gig, so my plan was I should be able to run like 50 to 60, but that's not the way it's going because Salad is, you know, it's taking more electricity now, more bandwidth. You need a bigger hard drive. You know, they're just take, and not really giving us anything more. It's kind of the way of the world, how everything goes. But, yeah, it does look like it's running significantly better with the 22 machines as opposed to the 30. I can see it pretty easily right there. If we play around with this to get this to show up here, we're going to go Salad Network. I should have started on the second page or third page. Here, we're going to go switch over to Salad Network and switch back. You can do the same thing too with using the arrows up here. So we'll do it up here. Boom, boom, boom. So let's see here. Oh, this one looks like it just finished whatever job it was on. So I have one there that's not running 7 days ago, 5 days ago. I just had one finish the job. Heartbreaking. 16 hours ago. May I have a couple. What am I at here? It's at $1.98 an hour. No, I can't have that many. Well, I guess maybe if they did just finish, maybe it hasn't reported yet. Could be. Looks like I have a couple not running now. I can't see it as well on here. When I did this originally, you can see it really, really well. The only machines I have is 30 days. This is this one. 5 days, 18 hours ago. And there's only a handful of my machines right now that aren't running. Most of them are. It's been at like this $2 mark here, at or above, for quite a while. So right here is just $2.12. Right here, I think my low point is $1.90 for an hour on the 22 machines. If we go to the last 30 days, you can see it in here pretty well. Right around here is where I started turning machines off. I turned off 7 machines, and then I want to say I upgraded the RAM on 3 or 4 machines. So, as I pulled the RAM out of the machines I'm not using to put it into the ones I am, but I'm kind of limited on which ones I can pull out of and then put back into, because everything's working. So if everything is going to work, then I can't do it. But yeah, we're at like $30 a day right here. It's kind of what I was expecting. $30 a day, 22 machines, not too bad. But then it just started going up. The next day was, so this is the 24th. It was $41.64. The 25th is $44.09. The 26th is $47.29. And then the 27th, which is yesterday, is $48.78 on 22 machines. So salad's definitely cooking, doing really, really good. I'm hoping too, with turning off those 8 machines, I should be, hopefully I'm saving like $100 to $150 a month in electric. It's going to take a little bit to see exactly how much I'm saving there, because I don't know exactly from billing cycle to billing cycle what days that starts on. So I'll take a look and see. I can write this in my notes. This was I think that was like the 22nd-ish. We'll see here. We'll see if I can figure that out exactly. But I should be paying significantly less in electric, and I'm actually making like way more. So everything I've done seems to have worked out very, very well. So it's going nice. Gotta say, I'm pretty pleased with myself. If we get into the demand right now, demand looks like it's not going very good. So I'd imagine when I finish the jobs I'm on right now, it's gonna get a little bit more hectic. Obviously 4090 is doing amazing. Everything else here is pretty much standard the way it's been. 50 series cards. I was thinking about this too before I filmed the video, and I talked about it in the last one, so I'll make sure I talk about it again. With the 50 series cards, they need to get Salad's not set up to run in 64-bit, so that's why we're not seeing them being really successful. So even when Salad does write the new programming for them to be done in 64-bit, yes, Chance, I hear you, Chance. You want to be in the video? Oh, this is Chance. He is a demon child and a half. He is super pretty. My wife found him in a parking lot. He is the most expensive free cat I've ever seen. He's really nice, but he's wild. He is feral. Here's what I was saying. The 50 series cards. Let's see. So, even when Salad does rewrite stuff to go to 64-bit, I think the customers are then also going to need to write their programming they want to send over in 64-bit. So it's not just one or the other. And I'd imagine writing in 64-bit is twice as hard as writing in 32, which is why so many people still use 32-bit for a lot of stuff, because it's a lot easier. I'm assuming, I'm not a computer programmer. I don't know if anybody watching specifically is. You can comment down below. I'm just gonna guess that it's harder to write in 64-bit than 32-bit, and it might be like, it could potentially be exponentially harder. It's not necessarily twice as hard. It could be like 180 times harder to write in 64-bit as opposed to 32-bit. I don't really know. I probably should have done research into it, but I don't know. I don't care. I'm not writing in any bits, so I don't know. But I imagine even when Salad makes that change, the customers are then also going to have to make the change and be writing a stronger program. So it may take a lot longer for the 50 series cards to really be viable on Salad than I was thinking earlier this morning. Earlier this morning, I was thinking it was going to take a while, but now I'm thinking it might take even longer. Anything else in here real crazy? 4060 Ti, still pretty low. Where's the 3090 at? 3090 right here, a little low. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so let's get into this then. What did I do? Obviously, I kept all the 4090s, kind of a no-brainer. 4 of the 3090s I'm keeping up and running. This one I've got my doubts on. Let's see, do I have the total on that? I believe it's that one. 3090, yeah, I believe it's 6. This is the one that only made $20. So this one, slight potential. I might pull it out. I think I just threw more RAM in there, and we'll just see how it does with more RAM. My fifth 3090 is here in Skynet in the office. It's not coming out. It's just going to stay in here, and I'm going to let it power the office until I decide I really need a new PC. But, I mean, I have the Threadripper with the 3090, and right now it has 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's going to go back to 128 gigabytes of RAM right now. That plan is made. I'm just waiting for the job that has that second set of RAM from this one that I'd cannibalized out to stop its job, and then I'm going to put the RAM back in. But I don't think, we're probably not going to put Skynet back on Salad at all. We're just going to leave Skynet in here running the office until I decide it's time for a new PC in here. But I mean, it's still, Skynet's so strong. Like, what do I need? What do I need a new one for? It's so strong. Handles everything amazing. Even all my operator errors, like turning off my recording and then turning off my PC in the middle of recording, ruining everything. Let's see here. So the next one here, 4070 Ti. This is scheduled to be shut off. It's in a job and running, so I'm not going to shut off while it's running. When it finishes, I'm most likely going to shut it off. It's 4070. Like one of the first ones that was supposed to shut off has been running in a job pretty constantly. So when this job finishes, I'm going to recalculate out where this one is at, and I will probably make a note or pin a comment on the 4070 video. And I'll recalculate this to figure out whether I want to shut it off or not. Because I'm pretty sure this machine, running on the i4 with the 4070, this one's probably not using a lot of electricity anyway. This is probably one of my cheaper machines to be running. So this one, if it recalculates out good, and may keep it running. Because these two were both scheduled to be shut off a week ago, and they've both been in a job for the last week straight. So their numbers are going to look much better than they did. I decided to only leave the 4060 Ti running. This one was made $46 in the last month. The other one have made $15.75. The other one made $13. I decided to just shut the other two 4060 Ti's off. The demand doesn't seem to be there. They don't seem to be running. I'd really like to get them back up and running again, just because I'm stubborn. But I might not. I might just let them sit until the demand goes up for the card, unless the demand never goes back up. Let's see. All 4 of my 3060 12 gigabyte cards are still running. All 3 of my 3060 Ti cards are still running. I think one of these, the GPU might be starting to go, but I don't remember which one it is. Let's see. 4 of my 3070s are still running. So I have one 3070 over here on the floor. That whole rig is sitting over here, not currently running. That one, I think the motherboard is shot in that one. It's not because of the 3070 card specifically. It's just that the motherboard shot. The machine, it'll run Warthog. It'll do other things without a problem, but it's the virtualization. It just can't do the AI workloads. And let's see. So then I shut off the 2 3070 Ti's. I shut off one of the 3080s that wasn't on, making a really good job. I shut off the one 3080 that was making $16.22. And then I decided to leave the 3080 that made $51.09, because it's still in like a huge job. I was going to leave the 2 3080s running. I was going to leave all the 4060 Ti's running. I had to make some deeper cuts. want to get my electric bill down. I don't want to have $1,000 electric bill coming here in August and September. It's going to be, they're going to be big bills. Like, just my AC unit running 24 hours a day. Like, I have 2 AC units for the house. We have an AC unit for the upstairs and an AC unit for the downstairs. And, I mean, it's already hot and humid and muggy, and we're only in April. Here in Tampa, like, August and September are brutally warm. And me and my wife are spoiled. So, we like having that AC running. We keep the house within 3 degrees all year. So that AC is always running. It is always taking a lot of electricity. So, like, to try to keep this manageable, because then too in like August and September when I have those huge electric bills, that's slow season for work because it's so hot and muggy. Like, we don't have the tourism here in Florida we normally do. So, like, everything kind of slows down those months. It is what it is. It's not too bad, but yeah, just try to keep the electric bill down. Had to make some tough choices, so those are the choices I made. Here are the machines I have off. I said the one 3070 is off. This one's because the motherboard is shot. It's the one that was upstairs. Just doesn't seem to want to run salad at all. That was off before even deciding to really do anything. I kept trying to turn it back on to see if it'd pick up jobs, and it just wouldn't pick jobs up no matter how many times I tried and what I tried doing to it and moving stuff around and moving what slot the card was in and different RAM. It just, nothing. I didn't seem to make a difference. Reinstalled Windows. It didn't do anything. I don't think I had the internet bandwidth for it anyways either. So let's see. 4070 Ti's are off. Well, the one is off. The other one is still active in a job, so I'll probably recalculate it out when it comes time to turn it off, but I'm imagining I'm still going to turn that other 4070 Ti off, because I think when we get into them, I think it's only doing $1.30 a day, and I don't think that's a good enough margin with the electric, because this card's a little bit of a electric using kind of hog. So 2 4060 Ti's, breaks my heart kind of turn them off, but they're off. 2 3070 Ti's probably have a decent resale value, so I may put those into computers or something and sell them. We'll see. And then the RTX 3080, that one's off, and then Skynet over here is not being used for salad anymore. So that's kind of rundown of all that. Let's get into the machines. Try to get through these all. I'm gonna try to run through this just as fast as I possibly can. So Intel 20 core, 128 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4090, 29.5 cents per hour, which is like $6.20 per day. Nice. So it's pretty standard 4090 job. Why aren't all these up? Intel 20 cores, 120 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4090, 25.64 cents per hour to $6.20 per day. And the next one, third one, they should all basically be about the same. No, this one's making a little less. Intel Xeon 12 cores, 128 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4090, 0.2076 cents per hour, which is $4.90 per day. So 4090s, obviously crushing it, always do. See, my next three 3090 machines are basically all the same too. Intel 12 cores. No, they all have different RAM. Here's where you're going to see difference, because I've been trying to upgrade the RAM, so these are kind of like all over the place then with that. So I'm going to have either 128 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of RAM, or 96 gigabytes of RAM. I think they're all going to be different. Depending on which ones were in jobs and which ones weren't in jobs, and how much RAM I have that all lined up with each other. So Intel 12 cores, 128 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3090 is doing 7.64 cents per hour, which I don't have. I think it's $1.70 or $1.80. $1.70. So not the best, probably not a real good job. If this was really what it looked like they were all running, I probably wouldn't be running them, but I think that's the outlier. That's not the standard. Two of them are running these. So Intel Xeon 12 core, 64 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3090, 22.64 cents per hour, which is about $5.40 per day, so it's crushing it. 3090s are still doing really, really good on Salad. Not running as consistently as they used to, because we do have one here that's not in a job. Intel 12 cores, 96 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3090. I don't know why it is this machine that doesn't seem to get jobs. The machines are all basically identical, so they're all the Gigabyte 3090. They're all the Xeon 12 core processor chip on the X99 motherboard. They're all basically the exact same. So I don't know why this one specifically doesn't seem to do it. I looked at the fans are working right on the card. I specifically checked that because I'm like, maybe this is the one. Maybe one of the ones the fans aren't working on. No, fans are all working great. Card looks like it's fully operational. I can't figure out why this one specifically seems to be lagging. One of the only machines I have right now not in a job. Next one, Intel Xeon 12 cores, 96 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3090. It's doing 0.2264 cents per hour, which is $5.42 per day. So crushing it again. 3090s are doing pretty good. Once these jobs end, though, I don't know how long it's going to be till another batch of 3090 jobs come out. They're in low demand, so there aren't a ton of these out there. So if you do get one, it's awesome. If you don't get them, then it's... But definitely doing pretty good. So next one, Intel 12 cores, 96 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4070 Ti. This one I do definitely plan on turning off once it's done. It's doing 5.5 cents per hour, which is $1.30 per day. So if you multiply that out by 30, that would be $39 for the month. With my estimated electric cost at $17, I don't know, it's probably not even higher. It's probably just at 17. It's probably dead in the middle. If it could run every single day, that would be good, but as it can't necessarily run every day, I know this card takes a little bit more electricity. I'm going to rerun the numbers on it once it finishes this job, but I gotta imagine this one's probably going to get shut off just because it takes more electricity and I really want to get my electric usage down. So we'll see though. I may just get lazy with it. Like if it does end a job and I don't have time to sit down and look at everything and recalculate it, then I may just leave it up and running for now. But it is designated with those 3 Z's to go to sleep and to be done. Next one, same kind of thing. This one though, very low electric usage in comparison. Intel i3, 32 gigabytes of RAM. It's 4-core CPU i3, 32 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4070, 5.5 cents per hour, $1.30 per day. Pretty low electric usage in comparison for my average being $17, so not too bad. This is another one too. Once it ends the job, I'm gonna have to recalculate it out and then make a comment. I believe I already said that on the 4070 video and see where it's at. It may just be getting significantly boosted by me having less stuff on the network. And this one's not running. It's being a jerk. So I think this is the second machine we've seen so far that's not actually active in a job. Otherwise, pretty much everything else is. I think I have... When I filmed this originally, I believe there are 3 machines not in job. So 19 of the 22 were running. So... Intel 12 cores, 96 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4060 Ti. Currently not in job, low demand. I'd love it if these cards are working a lot more. This card was crushing it before. It was on like a 22 cent, or maybe it was either on like a 14 cent per hour or 22 cent per hour job. It had to be 14 cent. No, it was at $4 a day. It's $4 a day. It was at probably like 16 cents per hour. Yeah, it was doing really good. Really, really good. But Looks like that job finished, so now we'll see how long it takes for it to pick up another one. Let's open up the back half then. So there's 4 3060s, 3 3060 Ti's, 4 3070s, and 1 3080. So this one is being a jerk. I don't know why. It's the only one it's hooked up to a monitor. It's not hooked up to a dummy plug. So it's not liking when I do any of this. And it's currently downloading a job. It was doing a 10-cent job last I saw. Hopefully this one's not stuck. WSL file's up to date. So that normally means it's not stuck if your WSL file's up to date while it's downloading. But we'll see. Probably not going to see right now in this video. Let's double check that one later. Next one here. Intel i7, 8 cores, 64 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3060 is doing 4.31 cents per hour. So that's $1 per day. Not the best jobs. These kind of annoy me. I really wish they were doing $1.30 per day. Because that would be 30% better, make me much happier. My margins would be much bigger. I think when I was calculating this out, I calculated it out in the last video. I'm probably using about 55 cents a day on electric averaging for these. So if it's making $1 and I'm spending about 55 cents, and I'm probably making about 45 cents. Now, the 3060s might actually be a little less, so it might be making about 50 cents per day after electric. So, not terrible. You know, we'll see. Definitely be much happier, though, I think, when we get into this one. Am I getting happier? Yeah, this one here, I'm already starting to get happier. AMD Ryzen 7, 8 cores, 64 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3060, 5.5 cents per hour, so that's $1.30 per day, so it's much nicer. Next one, Intel i5, 6 core, 64 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3060, 5.5 cents per hour, $1.30 per day. Next one, Intel i7, 8 cores, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3060 Ti, 4.5 cents per hour, $1 per day. 4.5 cents is $1 per day. Yeah. Not the best job, but jobs are good. So, see this next one. And this is where I got messed up. I tried fixing this one. I had to clean that out, but it's not chopping because it doesn't have a WSL file. I deleted the WSL file, so we're going to quit salad. And I'm going to make sure to turn off the right one. Shut down, restart. That is X1. Alright, so I need to remember to come back to X1. Next one, AMD Ryzen 5, 3600, 6 cores, 64 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3060 Ti, 5.5 cents per hour, $1.30 per day. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. Next one, 12 cores, 32 gigabytes, RTX 3070, 5.5 cents per hour, $1.30 per day. Next one, Intel i7, 8 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070, 5.5 cents per hour, $1.30 per day. Next one, AMD Ryzen 7, 3700X, 8 cores, 64 gigabytes, RTX 3070. Ooh, this one's doing pretty good. 6.54 cents per hour, so that's $1.50 per day. That's nice. So this is definitely a very, very rare occurrence. This looks like they're paying for more RAM. Looks like they're paying for the full. Well, I guess technically they're paying for 40 gigabytes of RAM, but you also need 8 gigabytes of system RAM. So technically they're paying for about 48 gigabytes of RAM. So definitely pretty rare. It's $1.56 per day, so that's nice. Very, very nice. I like a lot. Next one. Does it look weird? Ooh. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it looks weird, but it looks weird. Intel i3 4 cores, 64 gigabytes of RAM, 5.5 cents. That's $1.30 per day. Let's see, and this one is crushing it. Intel Xeon 12 cores, 64 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 3080, 14.96 cents per hour, which is, I don't have over here, $3.50 per day, about. So definitely doing really, really good. Let's see here, which was this? This is X1. Alright, let's see here. I had to reboot it originally to delete the WSL file. Now it repopulated. It's back up. It's good. So I discussed this in way more detail. I think in the one that I deleted. Now I don't remember what I discussed in this one and what I discussed in that one. So we'll discuss this here. I'll discuss. I really think this worked really, really well too. I think this is part of the reason why I have so many machines running right now. Downvolting the cards really appears to work. I don't know if this is just anecdotal as well, or if Salad just fixed everything and it just happened to line up with when I downvolted all my cards. But I get almost no errors now. It's very, very rare I get an error. I do have a couple machines that have errors on because I just haven't had a chance to clear them. You have to clear the error while it's not active in a job. And since I started downvolting everything seems to just be working much better. And so I'd probably have to actually almost recommend downvolting right now because I'm not getting any errors. I'm not getting none of the error one, none of the insufficient GPU RAM or insufficient RAM or any of those other random errors anymore. I'm getting almost no errors. Tend to have to think it's because I'm downvolting and not because Salad just all of a sudden fixed everything, because they were insane before. It's crazy. I get an error on machines like almost every day. So, overall, with how many machines I have, I would get more than one error a day total, but I would get almost an error a day per machine. But this just looks like it's running significantly smoother. It's costing me less electricity. I'm at 80% on my 4090s and my 3080s. And then I'm at 70% on everything else. So it's not like a huge amount necessarily, but it should be saving me a very small amount of electric. And it just, I think the much larger thing here than the little bit of electric savings is that it looks like everything is running much smoother and much nicer. So, alright, so this looks like this one's up and running, and that's good. So I think that's all good. It's all good. Yeah, definitely crushing it right now. It definitely looks like I was running entirely too many machines on the network, and that was holding me back. I gotta imagine this is gonna drop off significantly though with the demand. If like nothing is in demand, unless this changes drastically. Now, granted, we could wake up Monday morning. That already looks way better than it did a couple minutes ago. Yeah, I mean, if we wake up Monday morning, it is kind of Monday morning. I guess it's 5:55. Jesus. That's right. I guess I already did this for an hour before. Before I started filming this one. So, yeah, wake up in the morning and the demand is all really good. I think Salad looks pretty amazing. Try to get more content. Now I'm going to be really irritated. I'm already irritated enough that the other one didn't record. Was there anything else that I covered? I covered so much, and I covered it so in depth, and I ran through this so fast. I think I covered all of it. I think the other one, I did the thing that I do where I'll say something, and then I'll try to say the exact same thing 3 different ways. So, yeah. Trying to think if there were any major comments on this last series that I did. I think the last series I did like the 11-part series. I think it was pretty cool. Definitely not something I want to do once a month. Entirely way too much work. But probably something that should be done every like 3 to 6 months, and like reevaluating, like trying to look at the numbers in a different way, a little bit harder, and calculate it out differently. I definitely think every time you can look at the numbers in a different way, you're doing yourself a real good solid. So, but too much work for me to be trying to do all of the time with very little. Well, actually, I shouldn't say very, very little to show for it. It wound up working out really well. Just because all of the machines used to be able to run on Salad while the jobs were smaller and using less bandwidth doesn't mean that when the bandwidth gets much bigger, and just because I don't know what bandwidth is and I can't really seem to comprehend internet speed and bits and bytes and all that, just because I can't wrap my head around it doesn't mean it's not really, really important. But yeah, it does look like using less machines has significantly improved kind of what I got going on. So we'll see. I'll try to get another video up in another couple of days. Probably won't be until later on in the week. I'm trying to think, what am I working? I think I'm off Monday. I work Tuesday and Wednesday, so maybe Wednesday night. Not likely that I'll do it on Thursday, because I don't like doing stuff on my days off. I don't know why I don't want to make YouTube videos on my days off. Like, I want to make YouTube videos, but it does not happen. I wind up asleep on the couch and then way too groggy. So, yeah. If I forgot anything that I've recorded in the first video that you really wanted to hear me talk about, leave it down below in the comments and I'll try to get back to you on it. Yeah, I think the big things were, the power savings with downvolting, electric savings with just turning off everything. I think I did a much bigger thing going in, like how much each machine I think I made, and then the averages. Which, if you want to see the averages for the cards, you can watch the recap video, or you can watch the individual videos for whatever cards you have. I think the series turned out pretty well. So hope you guys liked it, and hopefully you liked this content and all that. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe, come on back, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.